Greetings, my name is Drew. That's my mic. Greetings, my name is Drew Brown. I'm here at Fahrney's Pens today to talk to you about the Monteverde Axis and why you should buy it, why you shouldn't buy it. We're going to do a writing test. I'm going to compare it to other small pens. We're going to find out what it tastes like, and we're going to get started right now. All right, the Axis from Monteverde is a new pen from, it is a 2025 pen. We're actually not going to find out what it tastes like. That's silly, but, clickbait. So this is a new aluminum pen from Monteverde. It is only $44. I'm going to lead with that because that is, I think, incredibly affordable for what you're going to get. But let's get into what you're going to get. So I've got the orange one here. Right away, you can see that this thing is an unconventional shape. This shape, I don't think exists anywhere else in the pen world. It is, a little weird looking, to be honest, but don't let this scare you, because my first impression was that this pen is going to be uncomfortable. And I can tell you, I don't find it to be that way. When you uncap it, you realize that it is a magnetic cap. You can see that there is a magnet right there, right beneath where it says Monteverde Axis. So this is the cap, this funky thing here, which really matches the end of the other part. You'd notice that this is a little bit larger, and that is for good reason, because boom, it posts right onto the back. So Axis, their theme is that it's all about balance, right? Symmetry and everything like that, which it definitely has. It's got a solid center representing the balance point, and even when posted, it's still kind of, everything is cohesive. So I definitely get that. Design-wise, they did a great job just kind of keeping everything uniform. Everything kind of has a kind of a reciprocal nature to it. The end is the back is the end, the front's the back's the front. It works. It works pretty well. And this does feel pretty satisfying also, I will say that. It is magnetic, it's snappy, it's another fiddly pen. It's a very, very fiddly pen. I shouldn't have this pen for that reason. But let's talk about the grip, because this right here might scare some folks off. But to me, this feels really nice. I would rather not grip something of this diameter, but this right here is actually pretty comfortable. This is not a grip section. So if you saw this pen, you're like, look at how tiny that grip section is. That's not a grip section. It's just a little thing popping out of where you do grip the pen. So anywhere up here you can grip the pen. I think that gives you plenty of options. The nib itself is a number 5 stainless steel nib made in Germany by Jowo, so it is familiar. The writing experience is solid, nothing too crazy. It's consistent. So odds are you've written with a Jowo nib before. If you've been in this hobby for a while, the number 5 is pretty similar to the number 6. It might be a little bit more stiff, but generally speaking, Jovos are not known for their flexibility anyway, so shouldn't give you any surprises there. To open the pen, you grab this little front part, unthread it, and then there you have the entry point where you can fit either a mini converter, which it does come with, or a standard international cartridge, which it also comes with. So parts-wise, you've got your converter, you've got your barrel, and then you've got your cap, and then you've got what is still technically the section, even though I wouldn't call it a grip section. Let's see, does this nib unthread? Yes, it does. So standard Jowo number 5 housing here. Again, nothing out of the ordinary there, just a clean shoot all the way through the section here. Nice disassemblability, is it? So it's not too difficult to get in there. You just thread that back in there. Oop. There we go. Nice little spin action. I like that. That nice. That's good. And then you're ready to go. So this pen, again, at $44, comes in 4 colors: blue, black, olive, and orange. blue and black are almost always staples when a company launches a new line of pens. Olive and orange are outliers though, but I'm kind of glad they added them. They're really interesting. So let me tell you why you should not buy the Monteverde Axis. If you hate good deals, no, I'm just kidding. It is still, no matter how you slice it, this is a funky shape. This is a very funky shape. This very well may not be your cup of pudding. So if you just instantly have, even after me telling you that it's not uncomfortable, if you're still just like, no, I look at that, I see it, and no, I am a traditionalist, I like a standard cigar-shaped fountain pen, then no, this pen's not for you. Steer clear. Be like, hey, cool, 44 bucks, metal pen, solid Jowo nib, cool, but not for me. Yeah, maybe not for you. You'll know. And also, if you're just not a fan of the whole metally, magnetic-y thing, that's a very common preference, and it might not be yours. Again, if you are a traditionalist, you like a standard-looking fountain pen with a threaded closure, a larger capacity of ink, not your pen. Small capacity of ink, magnet, metal, no other option, doesn't come in a rollerball or a ballpoint, maybe it's not for you. Why I think you should buy it is because, again, $44, that's a tremendous deal. For what you're getting, the amount of engineering that happens here to create this for $44, I think is a great value. And it does write well. You know that the Jowo nib is going to be relatively consistent. It's a very good quick draw pen as well. The snap cap is just very easy to pull out, go, put away, run. And also, if you just want something different, a lot of the time, if you're a collector right now, you might not have a lot of disposable income, but you want something fun and new and interesting because you're just kind of feeling that fountain pen vibe, but you don't want to invest a ton. This is a great way to just kind of have more fun. It's priced very accessibly, so you can jump into a new fountain pen, explore something very different, and not drop a ton of money on this adventure. To me, that's a big, big benefit because I like being in my hobbies, I like participating in my hobbies, but sometimes I just don't have the liquidity to just kind of jump in because I'm feeling the bug, right? And that's the way hobbies go, right? You're up and you're down, and sometimes you can't really afford to be up. So the Axis, I think, gives you that accessibility, so I'm cool with that. Let's look at the Axis compared to some other pocket pens. This is the Kaweco Lilliput, and I think this is an interesting comparison because the ends look remarkably similar. It doesn't have, well actually this end is probably a little bit more similar. This is where the threads are on the Lilliput. So diameter-wise, it is still thinner than the Axis. The Axis, well I guess this end is pretty comparable. Yeah, so the Axis is a matte finish, so you're not going to get anything slippery, slidey. This Kaweco that I'm holding is definitely more glossy for sure. When you post the Lilliput, it actually becomes significantly longer. So just to compare the posted version of both of them there. And then I'll also bring over the Pilot, this is an Elite, the E95S, posted. That one definitely is still longer. And then your traditional, Kaweco Sport. So you're pretty much in line. All of them together are pretty similar. The E95S definitely, that already kind of skirts the edges of pocket pen territory as is, but this is a little closer to the Lilliput than it is the Sport. And this is really why people buy pocket pens, right? Is the, how pockety are they? Comparing that, I'd probably put it in third place. It's actually pretty close. Actually, no, I guess it's in fourth place technically. So it is a little taller than your Sport, but not by a ton. And the Lilliput's very, very tiny. So there you have it. If you are familiar with any of these, I think there are some of the more common pocket pens out there. But it is definitely a pocket pen, for sure. It deserves the title. There we go. That is the Monteverde Axis. I hope you found this entertaining and or informative and or better than whatever you had been doing before you clicked on this video. I'll settle with that. I'll take that. If you want to know more, check out Fahrney'sPens.com. And if you want to buy it, you can do that there too. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. See you next time.